Hi, this is Pete Carney here with a couple tips of accessories you could use with your iPad in class. Okay, so these are the two basic options for connecting your iPad to a projector in the classroom. On the left, that's your better option. It's got an HDMI adapter with an HDMI cable. When you use HDMI, you get video and audio, and you get the best video quality. Okay, on the left side of the adapter, let's see if it'll focus here a little bit. There, you can see it says HDMI. That's your standard plug-in for an HDMI cable. Use any kind of generic HDMI cable. Monster cables are great, but they don't provide any difference in signal. So you can get the HDMI cable for about $7 or $8. On the right side of that adapter, you see an adapter to plug in your usual charger to continue to charge your iPad because it will drain some battery. Most classes I get by without charging it while I'm doing it. Okay, and then over here on the left, this is your HDMI cable we talked about. Let's see, on the other side here, we've got your VGA cable and VGA adapter. Now, the downfall of VGA is that you don't get an audio signal with that cable ever. You won't, you have to also plug in a headphone audio cable coming out of your iPad and going into your speakers or projector or wherever you want the sound to go. VGA cable is a good fallback, and it's a pretty affordable adapter. The problem is that whenever you turn off your iPad, you lose your signal, and you can spend time trying to find the signal again and reconnect the signal flow, which gets annoying. So I definitely prefer the HDMI when possible. A couple more adapters that are fun and interesting. On the left we have the camera adapter. On the left we have the USB adapter, and on the right you have the SD card adapter that takes a pretty good number of different SD cards that you could take out of your camera, put into the adapter, and plug into your iPad to transfer photos. Alright, got a confusion with the USB adapter here on the left. People think, oh, I could buy that USB adapter and I can plug in anything that's USB. Not true. There's a few devices that work, but there's plenty of devices that do not work. You can't buy anything USB and plug it in to your iPad and expect something great to happen. You want to check out the product before you buy it. Okay, these are great for video, photos, transferring information, but not as much for audio. Not at all, really, for audio. Okay. All right, we've got a couple options here for your cover. The cover on the left is the standard one you can buy from Apple. It's a little bit pricey, but it's definitely convenient. It gives you some protection. I like this one on the right better. It's also an option. It's a little bit bulkier, but you can put your name on it. I definitely recommend whatever school or personal device you're bringing, make sure you get the order and get the engraving on the iPad. I had mine stolen and returned because it had the engraving and the person realized they could only get so far with it. Okay, this one gives you a little bit more protection, kind of outer shell. It's bulkier. It's not as clean looking, and it just kind of takes up more space, but it offers you more protection. I also recommend getting some kind of bag to keep your adapters and stuff in. You never know if you're going to need HDMI or VGA. If you're teaching somewhere you're not usually teaching, you can be sure that you'll need both adapters at one point or another in your life. So that's why I kind of fall back to just getting them both if you have the budget. All right, if you have to choose, then find the HDMI one. It's harder to find. You have to usually order it from Apple or go to the Apple store. All right, but it's a great adapter. All right, one more sort of add-on option is the Sony RDP X200 IP. It's like a Bose sound dock. You can stand your iPod up here and charge it and listen to music. And here's the beauty of it. When you take it off, there's a button here. You can hit Bluetooth and connect you can still teach your class, walk around the room with your iPad in hand, but you're sending your audio out as a Bluetooth signal that's going to the speaker. This is something I would get if you're building a classroom from the beginning and you have these kind of options in your budget for adding things that will be useful. It's obviously pretty portable, so it's not going to give you a gigantic sort of lecture hall sound. But if you're in a normal sized classroom, I think it puts out a great sound. It has some good bass options, and it also charges your iPad while you're doing something else if you put it back on the dock. But yeah, being able to walk around with your iPad in classroom definitely changes the dynamic of the class. One of the dangers is with your iPad is that you get stuck. You get locked over there with your iPad as you're teaching. So, students get used to this, and you can have behavior issues as people realize that you're sort of tethered to it. So being able to walk around changes that dynamic, gives you more control of the room. So great option. I think this thing probably runs $150 or so, maybe $200. I'm not sure. I'll try and post that. All right, thanks.